Not yet. I got it.
It's alright, it's not Nick's wedding to me.
I should have gotten 2 dark balls.
But you did, and here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Real quick.
Hey, you can still play music for a few minutes. Play music just until everybody gets up there.
Come on, I can't be sitting for a long time, so we're gonna have to hurry this up.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
We're sorry. We're sorry about this.
We're sorry.
We're sorry about this whole roast.
Grab yourself a drink, a snack.
Yes.
We need more.
Yes.
And chill out.
More vocals.
All right.
More cowbell. All right.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Nick Donovan's 30th.
Yeah!
If you don't know me, my name is Sue Donovan, and I'm Nick's mom.
Let's go!
So yes, what we really are celebrating this evening is the fact that I fucked Ron like crazy a little more than 30 years ago.
That wasn't the last time, by the way.
You're welcome. We all have
That's how you started. Jesus Christ.
We all have our own special little talents now, don't we? And by the look of some of the young women here tonight, I suspect a few same little whore club I did back then. Most of you,
Hey, quiet! Quiet and back!
Look at those sluts.
most of you have never experienced a diner roast and may not understand what we're doing up here, so let me explain. The boys in my family love stand-up comedy, especially those live roasts where they say things so inappropriate that one can't help but laugh. So for their dad's 50th birthday, Ben and Nick helped me expose all of Ron's dirty little secrets by roasting him in a party in front of his family and friends. Nick was especially awesome in the show, and because of the attention he got, a family tradition was created. This past summer, we roasted their younger brother Michael off to college with our politically incorrect performance, which both horrified and humored our guests all at the same time. What you're about to witness tonight is the fourth and final roast, as some of us don't have 16 free hours each day for joke writing due to those pesky little obligations we call jobs.
Yeah.
Not every family can do this, I suppose, but it allows our kids the chance to say out loud what horrible parents we've been, which in turn makes them feel justified for the poor choices they've made and the pathetic lives they've created. So it's therapy without copays. The roast this evening, which includes Nick and several of his derelict friends, does scare me a bit. Quite a bit, actually. I've heard through the grapevine that it has been deemed no holds barred. According to Webster's dictionary, no holds barred means free from the usual limits or rules, as if this crew has ever cared about a single limit or rule. According to the Urban Dictionary, however, bars are also 2 milligram Xanax pills, which are often divided, snorted, and abused, which might be easier for a crowd like this to relate to.
You're right.
Rumor has it that Drew Raleigh's goal is to get so nasty tonight that someone punches him in the face by the end of the evening. Now, I'm pretty positive that there are at least 1 or 2 people in this room that would just love to make Drew's pretty little face hit the pavement even before he opens his mouth. So perhaps we can go with that option and move right along to the bad rap music portion of this party. I do admit that Ron and I are both underprepared for this evening tonight and had originally turned Amy down when she asked if we would participate. Okay, she really didn't ask us. She shamed us into doing this and threatened to cancel the party if we didn't. Can you believe that? This little bitch hardly says 2 words to us the entire time she's been with our son, which goes way back to when she was jailbait. And now she I suppose it's the least we can do to thank her for supporting our lazy-ass son for all of these years. So this isn't the usual group we perform for. I hardly know anyone here. And if I did know some of you way back when, you've aged so badly that I simply didn't recognize you. Adds new meaning to the saying, rode hard and put away wet for sure. Jesus Christ, what happened to this generation? I would bet there's more drugs in this one room than there is on an entire cancer ward. So I did ask Amy to tell us a little bit about their friends who would be here tonight, and this is what she told me. Well, we don't have any gay friends like you guys do. And I thought, are you fucking kidding me? If Drew Raleigh isn't a closeted queer, then Have you seen the way he dresses and the way he walks with that little prance in his step? And all the shirtless men pics on his Facebook page? Come on! He's had girlfriends,
Where's that about, man?
Like some girl named Christy or something, but if there's one person in here that believes one word that comes out of Drew Raleigh's mouth, you're just fucking stupid. Even still, we did feel the need to diversify the audience a bit and add a little homo flavor to this otherwise gangsta crowd tonight. So we invited Nick's cousin Jamie and her beautiful bride-to-be Lindsay. Uncle Ronnie is so happy that they're getting married this summer and even keeps their save-the-date magnet on our refrigerator. They're such a perfect couple. They even resemble a little bit. They even resemble each other a little bit, don't you think? I think that makes them lick-alikes. My little lesbian friend Kelly joined us this evening as well. Hey, Kel. Last summer on the beach, right here in New London, she married her longtime girlfriend of 6 months, Jessica. Because what they say about those lesbos and U-Hauls, it's true, you know. They're both in the Navy, and Jessica's been stationed in Italy since the wedding. Kelly can't wait till her wife is transferred back to the States. She said that she won't have to cook dinner for herself after work anymore. She'll just start eating out again. My other little Corman friend Nick came out tonight too. Have you seen him? He is so handsome. But hands off, girls. He's got a new girlfriend that he's absolutely wild about. Her name is Amalia. She's Mexican. You know what? Nick actually believes that if he bangs the little Mexican girl hard enough, candy will fall out. It's crazy that he hasn't done her yet, because I know how much he loves candy. Cute he is, smart maybe not so much. So Amy told me that most of the people on the guest list tonight were black or Puerto Rican, which is cool. It made picking a day for the party pretty easy since no one would have to take a day off from work. I am feeling a little naked though, you know, because I had to leave my purse at home. No, really. I am cool with just hanging out with the brothers and the bitches. Other than the fact that I'm feeling especially pale up here since I haven't gotten my Florida tan in almost 3 months. And I am feeling a little bit ashy myself. I wish I hadn't left my cocoa butter in that. And the Puerto Ricans, who doesn't love the Puerto Ricans? I gotta tell you, I especially love Puerto Rican food. Sometimes I find myself hanging out in the Goya aisle at ShopRite for hours, just trying to memorize the 137 types of cookies they sell. And those Puerto Rican women, they are the only group of people who can never be too fat to wear a tube top. Am I right? It kind of makes me want to be Puerto Rican, actually, except I would never be able to find a nice Section 8 apartment here on the good side of town. You know, the one that I could raise my 7 children and a few of their cousins that aren't actually cousins, all of whom I refer to as Mommy and Poppy, which really isn't all that inappropriate when you think about it, since most of them will start making babies before they're 15. Yep, I do love those Puerto Ricans. So I saw that our old neighbor Wooch made it out tonight. Where's Wooch? I bet he's a little disappointed that my niece Erica couldn't make it out from California, so he'll have to pay for his blowjob tonight like he always does. I know, Wooch. It's pretty rough. It's tough. Let's get the show started, but I do need to mention a few things first. Although this show is sure to be completely offensive, this roast is meant to be all in fun, and the content is not intended to hurt anyone's feelings. Well, except for Nick's. If there's any true racist, sexist, elitist, or homophobic folks in the crowd, we respectfully ask that you leave now. Drug addicts and alcoholics, you can stay, or else we wouldn't have any audience at all. Secondly, the content of this show is strictly for adult audiences. So if Amont has managed to sneak in any underage girls to bang in the bathroom while Paige isn't looking, please escort them and their Hello Kitty backpacks to the rest of the parking lot. Lastly, smoking is strictly prohibited in here, which yes, includes your hookah, bongs, joints, and crack pipes. The first roaster up is a talented young man, a painter by trade. His other gifts include whining more than any child ever has, wallowing in self-pity, and marrying his younger brother's leftovers. Making beautiful babies he has no patience for and loves repeatedly sending his gallbladder into a wild frenzy by consuming in one meal more fat than the thighs on Honey Boo Boo's mother. Welcome to the stage, Benjamin. Today is my worst ever Donovan.
Listen, good evening, everybody. Look, I gotta be honest. I had zero interest in doing another roast tonight, or any other night for that matter. How many times can you make fun of the same group of people about how played out they are? Sure, there's new faces up here, Drew, Amont, Josh, but roasting my mom and dad was easy. Make fun of my mom, controlling my dad. You know, my dad just taking it with a few fucks and pussies, and bam, the geriatric crowd eats it up. Well, this ain't your parents' roast tonight. This is gonna be mean-spirited and hateful, so let's do this. The water's fine, let's jump in.
Sure is.
I guess we'll start off with the woman in charge of putting this whole thing together, Nick's wife, Amy. Amy, you're looking lovely tonight as usual. A little tan for my taste, if we're being honest, which we are. You're so tan and leathery that your skin looks like a raw chicken breast that you put in the microwave on defrost, but left it in for too long and all the edges start to cook. All those years of working under the neon lights of the children's place are finally starting to take its toll. Certainly, I can't imagine all the drinking is helping either. Amy really enjoys a glass of wine from time to time, that time being any set of numbers, ending with the word o'clock after. Amy got so drunk at my wedding that she passed out on the floor in the coat room. So when you're leaving tonight and looking for your coats, check with her first, because odds are she's already made a bed for herself in the corner. These are just jokes, Amy, really. Great job putting this together for real. I can't imagine the time and planning that went into having my mom called to reserve this place. All of-
Keep going.
I can't imagine the time and plan that went down. My mom calling to reserve this place, making a Facebook invite for all these people, telling everybody that it's BYOB, and setting that one big sandwich on the table over there. Where did you find the time? I can't imagine. Moving on, the infamous Drew Raleigh is here tonight, everybody. You might recognize him best by seeing his name in the police logs, buying drugs from him, or circling the McDonald's drive-thru 3 meals a day. Drill, you pill-popping, fast-food-eating piece of shit. With that creepy tan beard and baby blue eyes, you look like Spencer Pratt with Lewy body dementia. Now, before we go any further, I would just like to let you all know, I know what types of jokes you're anticipating, on hearing about this man. However, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I regret to inform you that me and my brother Nick went over all of this and decided, no, it's not appropriate to make jokes about, involving Drew's son Jack. However, seeing as Drew barely has custody of him right now, we decided that it would be okay to tell some jokes involving Drew's ex, Erica's fiance, Joe's son Jack, would be fine. So speaking of him, Joe's son Jack right now is actually waiting out in the parking lot, sitting in his car, listening to Delilah, waiting for the party to be over so Drew can, be brought home safely tonight. Or what Drew likes to call his home, my home. Speaking of being a father, Drew, your father actually died of cancer just so he wouldn't have to be your dad anymore. What is it that he passed from? Liver cancer? Pancreatic cancer? Oh, that's right. It was actually disappointment cancer.
It was like a year ago, you mean fuck. You guys help here.
Who else do we have here tonight? Oh, Josh. Listen, man, I don't really know you all that well. Which you would think would make it difficult to make fun of you tonight. But you know what? You'd be wrong to think that. It actually doesn't make one iota of difference because there you are, sitting there in all of your glory. I could say anything about you. Those gauged ears, you're all fat, you're a weird shape. Like, I could do Josh Madlibs right now, and that'd be my whole bit for you for the whole night. For example, Josh, you descriptive adjective. Let's see. I don't know. You're sweaty. Josh, you're a sweaty, derogatory phrase. I don't know. Piece of shit. That's what you're doing to go. So you're a sweaty piece of shit. You look like, name a famous person. I don't know, Josh from Blink-182, or Mark from Blink-182. So you look like Mark from Blink-182. Name a disease. Let's see, I don't know, type 2 diabetes. That works well, right? He's fat, he's not healthy. Let's put it all together. Josh, you sweaty piece of shit. You look like Tom from Blink-182 with type 2 diabetes. Roasted. Roasted. See how easy that was? And really, do I have to go on? Do I have to spend more time on Josh? Of all people to fucking spend time on Josh? Could anybody possibly be clamoring for more Josh material tonight? And I'll answer that right now. No, they're not. They're not at all. No, so moving on. Amon, Steve-O's little brother. Or what your will says, Steve-O's liver donor. Amon, look, by now, we all know you're young. Looking girlfriend pitch. And I think I speak for all of us when I say, what is it more? Tight or wet? I mean, we all know it's tight, that goes without saying. But is it equally wet? I gotta imagine that it's both. Because otherwise, what are any of us doing here on this crazy journey called life anyway? So when you guys have sex, how old do you pretend that she is? 14? Is that too young? I don't know. Do cucumbers taste better pickled? I don't know. Amon, you look like Pitbull if Pitbull was more Puerto Rican. with your deep V-neck undershirts and 1/16 quarter Filipino heritage, you look like a bi-curious Aaron Hernandez. Listen, now is the part where I'm supposed to go on and on about my mom and dad. Here's the rub. I've already roasted these fools too many times. And I'm not saying that because it's 4:45 on a Saturday evening about 3 hours before this roast and I don't have one fucking thing to say about you guys. I'm not saying that. Alright, yes, that's why I'm saying that. Dad, you're a less funny version of Jeff Dunham with mom's hand up your ass telling you what to say. Mom, I think you're the one that killed Teresa Hallback. Honestly, I really do. Not Stephen Avery, not his nephew Brandon. I think it was you. I don't know what to say.
That's good.
And on to the birthday boy. A father, a son, a brother, and let's not forget, huge fucking wigger. Nick has always had a strong affection for black culture. From wanting a brown baby sister as a kid to not wanting to work as an adult. He's a huge fan of hip-hop music, has always been, and even makes his own raps. The reality is, though, is the only thing that I think he should be wrapping his head around is the notion that maybe he should be spending his time a little more wisely. Like making an investment in his future. Like spending 6 months a year, hours upon hours of making sure he's the best lineup in his fantasy baseball league, to ensure that he wins that massive $200 payday at the end of the season. Nick, you're smart enough to almost skip a grade in elementary school, smart enough to do well on tests while sleeping through class, and you weren't smart enough to but you simply weren't smart enough to throw out your empty beer cans and blunt wrappers in your closet every weekend when mom and dad would always find them. You made a life for yourself despite rough times in your teens and early 20s. It's not a good life, it's not successful, profitable, or anything to even be proud of, but it's a life nonetheless. You've made being lazy into an art form, from wearing sweatpants, plain tees, and a 10-year-old Air Force Ones, to working 2 nights a week at UPS. Most people would have ended it by now, but you keep persevering. I hear you're starting to take classes for your EMT, which is great. Hopefully, all that studying and practicing will be rewarding in the end when you realize that you did all that work, long, grueling hours for less pay than you do delivering pizzas right now. Nice going. Way to think that career moved through. However, for the next 30 years, you will be kinder to those than your first 30. However, you do well for yourself and eventually be able to retire and take some time to relax, because Lord knows you have not had enough time to do that. Happy birthday, brother. Have fun tonight.
Have another drink, Ben. The next guy needs little introduction as he's almost famous all around the city of New London. Maybe he helped coach your Little League team even though he knows absolutely nothing about swinging a bat or catching a ball. Perhaps he was the guy that opened your milk carton and spilled it all over the table while volunteering as a lunchroom mom at St. Joe's. If nothing else, I'm sure he was one of the fantasies that your mother masturbated to after an especially nasty spat with the guy you always believed to be your father. Well, because we all know that fantasy is so much better than reality. Come to think of it, he probably was your father's fantasy too. Put your hands together for Ron. I just can't get enough of myself.
Wow. Holy shit.
Somebody's filming.
Come on, come on, Nixon!
Stop drinking,
Start
Brian.
over. Ron, sit back down. Try it again.
What are the intro music?
Take a pause and use it. Wow, my family is filthy. Thanks, honey. Everyone, how about a big hand for my wife, Susan, MC. She's doing a great job as usual. I've been married to that woman off and on for the last almost 31 years. That's a long time. Some things you learn over time that help you keep a great relationship, like I never mind when my wife gets the last word. In fact, I'm fucking thrilled when she finally gets to it. A little advice, guys, be careful what you say to the women in your lives. They don't forget anything. My wife likes to start our talks with this disclaimer. This conversation will be recorded for training and quality purposes. We just got a new puppy. Her name is Lucy. Good little dog. It's non-stop training, it's exercise, and after 31 years, I have to teach another Donovan female to come. It's exhausting. It's really exhausting. But enough about her. My name is Ron, I'm Nick's dad. Clearly now you can see where Nick gets his blackness from. You're welcome, Nick. Although I may not be the funniest Donovan, I'm the best looking. I guess I'll just have to settle for that. You know, Nick, they say that you can judge a man by the company he keeps. So I guess, Nick, at the tender age of 30, you are fucked. Look around this room. I bet there are more than just a few ankle bracelets and restraining orders here. There's Amon, your good friend that works at Angie's Pieces with you. Your parents must be as proud as we are. Just saying. I was in the bathroom and I overheard Amon talking to someone that he has sex with 28-year-olds. They seemed pretty impressed and they asked him, hey, what was the best part of that, Amon? And he said with excitement, there's 20 of them. Then there's Drew. Hey, Drew.
Hey, Rob.
If that's your real name. Hey, I think I passed your son Jack on the way here, walking down Plant Street. He had a manila folder tucked under his cute little arm. I think he's headed toward the DCF building on Charles Court. I beeped. And thanks for getting Nick that job at UPS, by the way. You know he's just waiting for you to go to jail so he can take your job. Ben, glad to see your new exercise regimen is working. Ben's doing P90X slacks. That's where you eat the shittiest, fattiest food, sending your gallbladder into convulsions until your ass explodes, leaving the bathroom look like the last day of a fair in a porta potty. He's down 15 pounds. Nice. Nicholas Grant, my wife's Corman friend and co-worker, is here. Over there, yeah. I saw on Facebook that he's now in a relationship. Congratulations. He didn't bring his new girlfriend tonight, but her name is Pinata. And I'm sure once she sees the kind of people he associates with, I suspect his status will go back to single tomorrow. The man of honor, our middle son, Nicholas Eric Donovan. Not a name that screams ethnicity. It was close though. It was a toss-up between Nicholas and Darnell. Sorry, Nick, we were way off. It's so close. So close. Yeah. You know, there were signs way back that Nick was not content being a blonde-haired, white-skinned lad. At age 8, he was saving all his allowance money to buy rims for his Little Tykes sport coupe. In Little League, when the coaches asked him, hey, which guy's your dad? He pointed to Juan Roman. Nick wanted to be black so bad that he would constantly tell all his friends that I left his mom when he was 2 and that I was in prison. I was just at work. He wanted to be black so bad that one day he came to me and said, can I ask you something? and now Nick, at 30, could not be any whiter if he tried. He's a dad that actually married his baby mama. 2 kids, both white. Drives an SUV. Not to mention that he really thinks watermelon is overrated. That is true. That is true. All right, I give you the fact that you never worked a full-time job in your entire adult life, but that's about as close to being black as you'll ever be. In fact, you've had more jobs than a hooker at a Las Vegas convention. You worked at the car wash, McDonald's, the ferry, the Bank Street Java House, Barbara and Brian's gas station, Papa Gino's, Panera's, Chili's. Now that's a resume to be proud of. But things are looking up now, Nick. You're going to EMT school, you're going to be an EM2. So now when you deliver pizzas in a bad neighborhood and there's a drive-by or a stabbing, you'll be able to control the bleeding long enough to get your $2 tip. Nick, we love you. Happy birthday.
Yeah, I'm glad Chuck and City didn't come. Huh?
Yeah, where the fuck are they?
Where's the go?
Imagine. Oh, keep on going. It's only getting better from here. Keep it going. Oh, absolutely.
Wait,
That's when you put
are you guys in the wrong seat?
Basically, yeah.
And you're next, right?
Yeah.
I don't have much more to say about our next roaster, as we pretty much covered the fact that he's a lying piece of shit. I do admire, however, his belief that overindulging our children is a major factor in the breakdown of American society. Kids have certainly become lazy and unappreciative. We should not have to wake up in the middle of the day and get into the car every time our 4-year-old needs to go somewhere across town. The little bastards need some exercise after being parked in front of the TV for hours on end. Thank heavens for Uncle Matty is all I can say. Those cold, uncomfortable jail cells are no place for the good fathers doing the best they can, especially those that sleep on their tummies. Let's hear it for Drew. If I don't sleep on my back, someone else will. Wrong.
All right. Thanks for having me here tonight. I appreciate all my son wandering around the streets of New London jokes. It's fucking awesome. That's a fat fucking ass right there.
Where?
It's obscene.
You put it on Facebook, Drew Raleigh.
That's who I am. All right, well, thanks Sue for that nice warm intro. I really appreciate that. Now I'd like to start by saying, growing up, in our neighborhood, 6th District, New London, we had some nicknames for all the cool parents in the neighborhood. My father, God rest his soul, was Reefer Raleigh. We had Puffin' Pete Brigham.
Yes.
We had Keg Stand Kent McIntyre, God rest his soul. We had Burned Out Bruce Hyde. And Dimebag Dave Nasser. But
Who's that, Rakelsky?
we also had nicknames for Ron and Sue. And they weren't too nice.
They didn't have to do with weed, I'll tell you that.
No, not one bit. Ron was known as AR, or simply Asshole Ron. You were a fucking asshole. You were known as Triple S, and this was given to you by your son, Nick.
That's not true.
It was both of us, but you had a big part in it, buddy. And her name was Sperm Sucking Sue.
In fairness, she's firm second soon crossed out.
All right. Now, with that being said, it took every milligram of Viagra, every drop of wine, and a vivid visualization of Posh Spice that somehow allowed Ron's reluctant, soft cock to stand at ease one last time as he attempted to clear the bats out of Sue's unused vagina on a date in 1998. And then Mike was born. Yes, that's right, the golden child, the rebuttal, the mulligan, the do-over, whatever you may call it. Finally, and I mean finally, their chance at redemption for raising two completely opposite, rambunctious assholes they unfortunately had to take ownership for as their own. I honestly have never seen more racially divided family in my life. Ron looks Puerto Rican. Nick is the only person in the goddamn world that wanted to reverse Michael Jackson. Ben is 2 sexual encounters away with an Asian and a black chick from becoming dashiki from Don't Be a Menace. And then there's Sue, who apparently, from what I've heard, would love to adopt a Haitian child. Which is kind of hypocritical because they already disowned the one black child they already had. All right?
That's good.
Ron, you look like an Oompa Loompa had sex with Tarzan in a tanning booth. Every time I see Ron on a real estate sign, I think it's Adam Sandler from The Wedding Singer. Gotta love a man with ambition, though. With so many jobs, he does everything. Except make love to his pruned up wife. The years have done wonders for Ron's looks. Sue, on the other hand, looks like one of the California raisins with a blonde wig. Now, their relationship has been more on again and off again than Oprah Winfrey's weight. Their sex life now entails Ron in one corner beating off while Sue attempts to get herself wet while watching the video of Ron winning the Realtor Sing-Off in Florida. He's lucky that the show is in Florida because everyone in this entire region is fucking sick and tired of hearing you sing Mrs. Jones. Ron goes to the beach to relax. Unfortunately, every time a lifeguard is needed, people mistake him for David Hasselhoff and he must work yet again. The family differs in many other ways as well. Nick is an avid Yankees fan, as we know. Ben likes the shithole Red Sox. And then there's Ron, who's never played a sport in his life, never mind wore a fucking hat.
Except for a cab driver's hat backwards.
Yep, you're right. There were many fights in the Donovan household over the years, stemming from Ben's gimmicks to get under Nick's skin, to Ron and Sue just simply hating their shitty marriage and even shittier children prior to Mike. Nick would always end up on top, beating both Ben and sometimes even Ron's ass. Oh, and just to get this out there, I've been meaning to tell you this for years. Ron and Sue, guess what? We used to steal the Mercedes every fucking night, drive to Sam's. Nick would go outside and beg someone for a Dutch, and then we'd smoke their fucking house. I had to get that out there. I had to get that out there. I had to. And yeah, one time the Mercedes actually ran out of gas halfway down Glenwood, so we had to push it back into the spot. Sorry, I'm really not sorry. You know, I'm glad Ben is here tonight, since he wouldn't let us roast him for his 30th birthday. You know, he was somewhat of an older brother to me as well growing up. You know, the older brother that you never want to be. Although we did win back-to-back Little League titles along with Nick. You know, Ben. Yep, Mitchell. Dynasty. Yeah, fuck you. Hey, hold on. Just to let you know, we beat the fucking Cougars, the Sheriffs, we beat everybody. Mitchell was the fucking Dynasty. Ricky Free, Von Boston, that's it.
Open P! Triple. Adam Parks was the best player on your triple. An Asian kid was the best player on your team. Adam Parks. He can track fun like no other. He put in triple on the Steve-O and the Sheriff. Oh, bullshit.
Oh, hey, all right, enough of the Little League talk. Hey,
At least in Little League, you needed good grades to play baseball.
Dave McIntyre, everybody.
fuck yourself. Cougars are trash, buddy. So anyway, hold on, all right, back to Ben. You know, growing up, he was listening to Stained, pretending to be a skater, saying pussy is pussy like he had ever even gotten a sniff of one yet. Oh, and my God, did he whine. I'd rather listen to Fran Drescher audio tape 24 hours a day than listen to you. Ben never had the best grades, so he joined the Army. Good move on Caitlin's part. Have your child and then fuck you over after you return from the Middle East. You know, I give you credit. You moved on after a long cocaine bender. Then you started all-star painting. I can understand the company name after the resentment of never making an all-star team growing up in sports. This is very true. He's a terrible athlete.
I was alternate.
Alternates don't matter, buddy. Yeah, you guys sit on the fucking bench like everybody else.
Sit in the stands.
Ben always gave Nick his hand-me-downs growing up. So in return, Nick felt bad for Ben and gave him his hand-me-downs with Angie. Hey, I mean, after all, you can't, hold on, you can't tell Ben and Angie are happy. Especially when Ben has to take 5 milligrams of Klonopin and sniff 120 milligrams of Percocet a day, just to deal with the 5 hours he's home with his wife and multiple kids. You know, it is, I will say, it is pretty embarrassing when your wife finds you with your pants down and a blanket at your ankles on the couch at 4 a.m. asleep with your soft serve cock still in your hands trying to beat off knowing she won't fuck you.
Soft serve cock.
And Ben, I will say, you're very lucky Angie isn't here tonight. I hope she doesn't see this video, because in case anyone in particular is wondering, including Angie, Ben wasn't always at work when you called, or giving an estimate. He was giving our Percocet dealer an estimate on how many pills he could afford without even finding out financially.
Take a shot.
Honestly,
I'm out.
hold on. I gotta give credit where credit's due, though. Shit, if I had to deal with that on every day night, I would be an addict too. Oh wait, I was. That's right. Yeah, I'm not an addict anymore. I just take a bunch of Xanax and smoke marijuana. And this is strictly for Angie. When you see this video, every time Ben took Robert for a walk, he was actually grabbing perks for me at the top of Weems Court. Now, hopefully, I really wish things work out for you and your lifelong dream of being Scott from Harvard Painting comes true. I wish you well. Well, I'm also glad to see that Josh showed us tonight. You know, Josh, I haven't seen you in a while. That's actually pretty bold on Josh, considering you're the outcast of our group. And by that I mean, is anyone else in this room on an acid trip tonight? So yes, Josh, unfortunately you're the outcast of the group.
Josh.
What right does Josh have being up here? Do you think because you helped Nick burn down Chili's that it makes you worthy? I mean, come on! I see everybody else in here. Everyone else in this fucking room is more worthy to be up here than Josh. You know, I mean, shit. Shit, I mean, and the fiends over there at Poop Pavilion fucking have known Nick longer than you have. I mean, well, I guess it is nice to have an easy target up here. I found out that Josh actually has a sexual fetish, and it's true. His ad is on the back pages, and he likes to get double-teamed in both gauges. Just a little KY jelly will do the trick. You look like Jesse Camp's autistic brother. You look like Jack Osborne with the mental capacity of Ozzy.
Oh, that's good.
I had the pleasure of driving home from a Yankee game with Josh. I couldn't understand a motherfucking word that he was saying. When we got back to New London, it took him 3 different stops before we finally got to his house. The next day, Nick finally decided to inform me that Josh had been tripping on shrooms all night. That's when it made sense. The always funny, always clever Adam Montanari is in the house tonight. Give him a round of applause, please. Always funny. Always funny.
That's it. That's all I get for a round of applause.
Yeah, fuck you, buddy. Fuck you.
You don't like you.
Man, you corny!
Cocksuckers.
The always funny, always clever, he's in the house. You know, they call him Amont, A-Measy, A-Baby Raper. However you may know him, Adam goes after young girls so much you might catch him on Dateline NBC.
Oh, really? I never heard that before.
Yeah.
Just heard it.
One day Adam came to my house after baseball practice when we were young, and he was wearing orange wind pants.
I was in baseball. I was 6th grade.
My dog Oliver started to bite him, and he jumped on the hood of my dad's car to avoid it. He was convinced it was the orange wind pants. I was convinced that he was biting him because he looked like a Puerto Rican in descent. Adam has always lived in the same place right on Coleman Street, raised by 2 family-orientated parents. He's had to hide most of the girls that come in and out of the house because they weren't of age. Shit, he's been with the same girl now for years, and she just turned 21. Adam's now 29. You do the math.
That's not true. Check the Facebook stats.
It's true.
That's not true.
Hey.
His ambitions
She
have
works down
slightly...
to 25 girls.
Will you shut the fuck up?
You got the mic. You're done, son. You're done, son. Done.
Hold on. His ambitions have slightly faltered over the years. He once thought of himself as a great pitcher, even though we all knew that wasn't the case. Every year was his valiant comeback. I remember the year he hung him up. Started a game and hit 5+ batters in a row. He threw his glove in the dugout and walked away. Now, if you didn't know, Adam is actually Italian. Although if you didn't know him and saw him in the summer getting out of his car listening to Big Pun wearing a wife beater drinking a beer, you would think he was a dope dealer named Jose from the Federal Project.
Let's at him! Let's at him!
You're an asshole.
You look like Fat Joe's adopted son. You play a stunt double for Hector in Fast and the Furious in Training Day. He's a huge video game fan, so it's only fitting that he looks like the offspring of Donkey Kong fucking Bowser. He also rocked the toad haircut parted down the middle growing up. Makes sense. Amont claims that he can cut hair, but only if you want the cool doctor money for my brother and me are a fucked up legend. You can't cut hair for shit. You fucked my hair enough.
I'll pay $5.
Just to smoke up. Just to smoke up.
Yeah, either one.
Well, the good news is that he no longer has to sneak Paige into the bar. Only took 5+ years. I'm also glad to see you and Nick have the same